we are going to assemble the duck pop-up card. Now I've already glued my panels into place, so now I'm going to prep my card base by folding this down. My first score line folds down to the top of the base, then the next one folds up, and then this one also folds down. I'm going to repeat this on all four sides. Okay, the next thing is we're going to glue this 1/4 inch gap to the inside of the base. You just have to hold this for a few seconds, make sure that it sticks well. Holding. Okay. And now I'm going to set this piece aside and just let that dry. Okay. So this is the tall grass that goes in the back. It's just a lot of green, so I'm just going to ink these edges here on my tall grass reeds. Just kind of break up some of this green. I'm using a brown ink pad. You could use green, put in a different shade of green if you wanted. If your green was dark enough, you could probably even get away with a dark blue. Excuse me. So my ink pads are really old. That's how I'm able to rub so hard. If you have fresh, juicy ink pads, be careful if you don't want a lot of ink on them. And I'm just going to hit the edges of the grass because all this green is the same color. So I want all the variations here to stand out. And instead of cutting a bunch of different greens, I'm just doing it with ink. I might hit the top of this a little bit more. There we go. So the more pointy side, you can see how that's pointy. That's the top, that's the bottom. You want to put these on first. And after we put these on, the grass will go on the bottom and it will cover up. I'm probably getting it precise, doesn't matter. If it's a little bit off, it'll just make the grass seem more dimensional. I will mention here that I'm not using foam tape to pop any of this up because on these pop-up cards, this base slides down into the card. So at least for 2 inches. You don't want any additional dimension in here. We're already adding thickness with all these layers, and if you were to add foam tape into that 2-inch space, because it goes into the base of the card because it slides down, so 2 inches of this is inside the card, it would affect the way it closes, and it would add bulk that would affect the card opening and closing. Now the first grass leaf there, the tall one, I got it slightly off and I kind of liked how it looks, so I did it purposely on the second one. Okay, and then we're going to take this grass. This is going to cover up all those ends. Okay. I did not double this piece, even though it's tall. Typically on these taller pieces I do double them, but I thought with these extra blades of grass that would give me the stability I needed. But if you are using thin paper, if you're not using a heavier grade cardstock, I would suggest doubling this piece so that it's not floppy. A little bit of movement I felt would be okay because it's grass, which was another reason why I didn't double mine. But you don't want it to like not stand up straight. So there's nothing super hard about this part, and it's just getting all the pieces in place. There we go. And now I'm gonna pull in my big duck. And I've been having trouble with my blade. I definitely need a new one. And I keep saying that, and I haven't changed it out. So that just goes there. And I think since I have, oh, that was a little bit darker than I wanted it to be. Since I have the brown out, I'll use brown. Usually I like to use blue on my on my white. I didn't need to put it all on that, and I did not glue these pieces together. This is my center, okay? Get some complete thoughts going here. This is the center, and the center I like to double because, no matter how tall it is, because this is the piece that operates the card up and down, opens and closes it. So I like this piece to be sturdy, and I do always double it. Okay. Then we're going to put his little head on, or her, I don't know if it's male or female. I feel like it's the mom. And then she's got a little beak. I really feel like that head is not on very straight. I'm gonna pull this off. Hang on. Okay, let me try that again. See if I can't get that better. This time I'm gonna line it up towards the bottom first. There we go. It's looking all kinds of messed up. Now it's all bumpy. Okay. And then her wing. And the water. So there's the second piece. Now let's pull in the front. And we've got a duckling. I am going to hit the edges again because it's all the same color, so I feel like that helps see all the different pieces doing that. And put a tiny dot of glue right there and add my beak. And I'm going to put the mama there, and then there's this lily pad to add. And I'm just going to curl this in my hand, put it on the lily pad. The dot of glue inside the flower. Whoopsie. There. Just apply some glue here to the bottom part of our duckling. The same with our lily pad. There it is. Okay, now let's bring in our base. And our duckling goes in the front. Our mama is the center, and our grass reeds, oopsie, are the back. Okay. So let's set those there and work on the back piece first. And we're going to slide it through the top and then down through the bottom. And flip it over. We fold this tab up and glue it to the bottom of the card. And flip it back. Now we're going to insert the duckling. Flip it over. Now flip it back. And then insert the duck, which I'm still not happy with how this is lined up. I'm going to peel it one more time. And now I see that part of the problem is that it didn't take up, it took off part of the back, and that's why it's still not lined up properly. That just really bothered me. Now, let me see if I can't get this guy to line up the way he's supposed to. Better. Thank you. I have to cut this off the back, because now you can see where I didn't get it lined up because of that. There we go. That's better. Now I'm going to slide this in. Now if I would have just left it slightly off, it would have looked better than me peeling it off, but it was just bothering me that it wasn't lined up right. I'm going to glue this tab here to my center duck. Then I'm going to lift this tab and I'm gluing it to my duck. Now you want to be careful only to glue these tabs to your duck, and then you'll see that when you push it up, your top and your bottom lift. So you don't want to get any glue here or have it ooze through. Okay, and now to close the card up, you want to fold this tab up, make sure this one is down straight, and we're going to glue these tabs to their opposite side here. So we don't want to use too much glue. We want to make sure that our glue does not ooze and wind up gluing our card shut. So make sure everything's down. Bring this over. Glue side to side. Got a fly bugging me. Okay, so you do have some extra bulk in here because of the layers. So you just want to press this down, make sure it's good. Now I'll show you the inside. We've got our tabs glued together. Our pieces are going through to the bottom and everything's glued to our center, so when we push it up from the bottom, everything rises. Now we're going to close the card. And there is our duck pop-up card. Thank you for joining me.